Hi guys, welcome to another day of Vlogmas. In this video, I'll be sharing how I do a quick face bit with semi-permanent extension lashes. If you would like to see how I do this, just keep watching. The first thing I do is I like to moisturize my face with my Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream with SPF 30. And then I use my lip balm, which is the Blistex Lip Protector. Then I start with my brows. I brush my brows with a spoolie, and then I use my M.A.C eyebrow pencil in stud to draw faint lines. I don't like to do the thick lines. I just draw faint strokes across my brows so that it looks a bit natural. For so long, I was terrible at doing my brows, but I'm glad that I'm starting to pick it up and it's not as bad. It's not perfect, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Next, I use my Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Primer across my whole face. This helps my makeup stay in place and it helps keep the shine down. Next, I'll go in with my angle brush and my Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade, hang on a minute, it's 390. I use that to define my brows, so I just do the underneath and the top of my brows to define it. Defining your brows with a concealer just makes it look really clean and makes your brows stand out, especially if it looks really nice. If you've drawn it and the faint strokes and it looks really nice. I tried for so long to perfect it, and well, here we are.
I see you can't decide what to feel, but if you dig a little deeper, boy, you know you really want to get to know me. Let's get this out of the way. I can't wait another day to tell you you shouldn't wait. Don't be so afraid. Yeah, I'm a bit too much, but I'm fun and games. When I'm acting tough, I just want to play.
Next, I'm going to use my foundation. It's the Fenty Beauty Longwear foundation in color 400. I just apply a little bit of that and I use my beauty blender to blend it in. I really like this Rihanna's beauty products. I think that they're fantastic. I'm not going to do a review or anything. I have a few things from Fenty Beauty and I really like all of them. This foundation I think is just perfect. I used to use a M.A.C foundation and it used to make me look ashy. I'm just glad I found this Fenty Beauty. 400 may be a little dark, but I'm sticking with it now because I can always use my setting powder to make it look right. Next, I'm going to apply my concealer under my eyes. Now I'm using two concealers. The first one is the same one that I used for my brows, which is the Instant Retouch Concealer in shade 390. But I'm also going to use this L.A Girl Pro Concealer. I'm mixing the two colors to get a color that I'm comfortable with. The L.A Girl Concealer is in the shade Cool Tan. And I'm just going to use a beauty blender to blend it in. I've applied it under my eyes, on my forehead, on my nose, and under my lip, under my lower lip. And I'm just using this beauty blender to blend it in properly.
I might be broken down, but I'm smiling. I keep my head up high, though I fail. Sometimes I get a bit emotional, but then I turn around and let it go. I see you watching me from a distance. I see you can't decide what.
Next, I'm going to apply my setting powder, which is the Ben Nye powder in banana. I'm going to apply a little bit. I don't really like to bake for too long, so I'm going to apply it, then use my contour stick, and then I'm going to brush it out. The longer you leave your setting powder, the longer it bakes, and of course the brighter it makes you look. And I'm not trying to look too bright or anything. So I'm applying this setting powder on the same spots where I've applied my concealer, just to set the concealer. And I'm applying it just below where I'm going to apply my contour. So this is my contour stick. It's also from Fenty Beauty, and it's the matchstick in truffle. I really like this one, and a little goes a long way. So I'm just using this brush to gently blend it out so I don't look crazy. I don't like those harsh lines from contour sticks. It just looks really weird, but I like the way it lifts my cheekbones, make me look like I have fantastic cheekbones, which I don't, but this concealer just gives me that look and I love it. I forgot to apply the contour stick on my just around my hairline. That's going to give some sort of illusion. I don't know what makeup artists call it, but I like it. So yeah. Next is this powder I'm using to set the contour, which is also a setting powder. It's from Fenty Beauty and it's in the shade Nutmeg. I'm applying it on the same spots where I've applied the contour sticks, and I'm just using this little brush to blend it out. Now pardon me if my brushes are wrong. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I just have all these brushes and all this makeup, and I just try to make it work. So yeah, I'm applying this setting powder to my contour lines, and I forgot to apply the contour on my nose, but that's fine. I'm just going to mark it with the setting powder and try to make it look, you know, try to define my nose a little bit and make it look like I have some nice pointed nose. There's so much you can do with makeup. Next, I'm going to do my eyeshadow, and I'm using this palette from Urban Decay. It's a naked palette in heat. I think that's what it's called, or I think that's how you call it. And I'm using this transition color in the shade He Devil. I really love this palette because this is the only palette I need to do my eyes. I get all the shades that I need from this palette. Next, I'm applying this other color called Longwear. I think that's how you say it, to my eyelids. And then on the outer part of my eyelids, I'm using the Enfuego to sort of define it and add a little smokiness. Look at those eyes, they're popping. Next, from the same palette, I'm using the color Ounce on my brow bone, just a very tiny bit on my brow bone to just give it that shine, and so it acts like some sort of highlighter. Next, I'm using my M.A.C Studio Fix powder in the shade NC45 to just brush across my whole face and to set everything. So this is the overall powder that I'm using to powder my whole face and blend everything that I've done and just give me that smooth finish. Next, I'm going to use my M.A.C eyeliner in the shade Smolder to line my eyes. I really like this eyeliner because it's really black and it doesn't need too much effort to make the dark lines. Next, I'm going to use my NYX eyeliner. It's the Epic Incline to line my eyes. I love this eyeliner so much. The tip is so thin and it's really black. It's just fantastic. I'm just brushing my lashes now because after all that application, the eyeshadow and all of that, you need to brush your lashes and get the products out of the lashes. Next, I'm going to use my M.A.C Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara to brush my lower lid. And this is my blush. This is a M.A.C blush also in the shade Copper Tone. I'm just using on my cheekbones. Next, I'm using my highlighter, which is the Black Up Sublime powder I'm just applying it lightly on my cheekbones to give me that soft glow. I don't like packing on a lot of highlighter on my face, but yeah, I love the highlighter look. And that was my Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. That spray ties in the whole product on my face, ties the whole look together, and makes everything look smooth and seamless. Next, I'm using this M.A.C lip liner in the shade Chestnut to line my lips, and then I'm going to apply my Fenty Beauty lip gloss. It's called the Fenty Glow. I love this shade and it makes my lips pop. Next, I'm using my edge control, the Argan Oil Edge Control from Cream of Nature, to set my edges. Now, this is the look I have on a regular day when I'm not doing too much, going to any event or anything, but I still want to wear makeup. This is the look that I go for. And I like to pack my hair in a bun. I retouch my hair 3 times a year, and every time I do, when it's still nicely retouched, I like to pack it up in a bun and just have that natural look. So yeah, this is my everyday sort of makeup with my semi-permanent extension lashes. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you do, let me know, leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I'll leave the list of products in the description box so that you can see what I've used, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a lovely one. Bye.